For me, the excitement that a anime convention or any event is right around the corner doesn't start when they tell me that the event is at a certain date at some part of the year. That's usually a year out, and it takes way too long anyway. It's not even when they start announcing guests or when they start announcing, hey, this particular event's going to be there. It really clicks in my head once I actually have that thud of an envelope hitting my table, opening it up, and seeing the badge, the key to going to any convention that tells me that the convention is right around the corner. And this year, or this particular envelope, is no exception. In here is my badge for Otakon 2025. This simple piece of plastic signals that the start of one of my favorite weekends of the year is right around the corner. That's right, I am planning on heading to Washington, D.C. for this year's Otakon event happening from August 8th to the 10th, and I wanted to share why this convention is always a highlight of my year. Just want to give a bit of an unpacking experience for my badge, so you just saw me open it. Here it is. It is a plastic badge. You can compare it to, here is the 2022 badge, also the 2023 badge. I'm not entirely sure what my 2024 badge is right now, but I'm not going to look for it for the purpose of this video. You have this here. On the back, it just tells you the hours of operation, a place for you to put your name and your phone number, and then the QR code to activate your badge. In here, there's a little insert there with a basic map for the main entrance. Tells you where registration badge services are. So there is that. Tells you where you can enter the convention. Your 18 plus wristbands can be found in the 18 plus wristband area. Oh yeah, so it's over here. So they did move it from last year. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, I think it's different from where last year it was. The convention hours over here, and there is that. It tells you the behavior policy, so don't be that guy at a convention. And yeah, there is that. If you want to read this, enjoy. Yay, sticker included. I love stickers. So there you go. All right, I've been attending Otakon for many years now. I was there in 2017, 2018, and I've also been back every year since it returned post 2020. So 2021, 22, 23, 24, and back for 2025. And I can tell you, it is one of the best and most affordable conventions on the East Coast. For my full weekend badge, I paid a flat $85, and they even mailed it for free. Even when you consider that a weekend pass at the door is $105, that is still significantly cheaper than other major conventions on the East Coast. For comparison, Anime NYC's 4-day pass ran $129 last year, and Anime Boston this year was hitting up to $110 at the door for 2025. I find it a huge plus that for such a big convention, Otakon remains so accessible, at least when you're considering badge pricing. Another thing that really sets Otakon apart, at least for me, is that it feels less commercialized than other massive conventions like Anime Expo or Anime NYC. And a big reason for this is Otakon doesn't take traditional corporate sponsors like those other conventions. And this really strengthens that fan-run or community-first atmosphere, making it feel like an event that's truly for the fans, by the fans. On top of that, Otakon seems to have its line solved. In the last few years that I've attended, I've rarely felt lost or confused about where to go, and the volunteers are incredibly helpful. It's a world away from the LineCon reputation of some other conventions. Otakon really seems to listen to feedback as well. I saw this firsthand in 2023 when the main entrance line was getting massive, and instead of letting it grow, they dynamically opened more entrances and security checkpoints to get everyone in faster. Speaking of feedback, Future Jan here, I just realized I was finishing up the recording of this video. On the very bottom of the badge, it says this is not a typo. The asterisk is right here. The dealer's room is going to close at 7 p.m. on Saturday, which is crazy because they literally post this everywhere, and it's actually kind of a meme where they say they've closed at 6 p.m. since Bill Clinton was president. It looks like they've finally taken the feedback. You get 1 extra hour in the dealer's room on Saturday, which is the busiest day of the entire convention. So that's pretty wild. Maybe they'll do 8 o'clock next year. Who knows? And we'll see. All right, back to other Jan. The guest list this year is absolutely stellar. It feels like there's a huge ratio of international to domestic guests, which maybe might be different for everyone, but I think it's amazing. We're getting big names like Aina Taketatsu, who I know from K-On!, Sword Art Online, and most recently Freeren. And we also have Sora Tokui, the iconic voice of Nico Yazawa from Love Live. As a musical person, I also love that Otakon always brings in fantastic musical guests, and the concerts don't cost extra. This year alone, the lineup includes Baby Beard, Billy, Non-Sweet, and Mindarin. Having these performances included in the badge price is a massive bonus. Now, no con is perfect, and based on what I saw last year, there were some mishaps on how autographs were handled. I'm hoping that Otakon improves this for this year, and my fingers are crossed that it will be a smoother experience for everyone. Ultimately, even with those small hopes for improvement, Otakon is a convention I look forward to immensely every year. It's a well-oiled machine that puts its community first, and it's packed with incredible talent. I do want to preference that this year I am not sure if I'm attending all 3 days. It's budget constraints here, but I am definitely attending for at least one of the days and attending where most of the concerts are going to be, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't done so already, please follow us on our social media pages so you don't miss any of our content in our pages or quick clips that we post on the event itself. And if you're attending, hope to see you there. Anywho, this is my pre-convention thoughts for Otakon 2025. Really excited for this upcoming event. And like I said, it is one of my favorite weekends, or one of my favorite conventions of the year, especially when consider it's fairly local. It's only 4 hours away from where I live. So, anywho, that's it for this video. Please follow for more content on anime conventions here on Anycon Network. Check you guys out later.